if you've heard, but Animal Crossing New Horizons is finally on Nintendo Switches all around the globe. And it's a goddamn beacon of light and hope and wholesomeness right now. If you're anything like us, you've been playing quite a lot of it, meaning that most of you will have a town hall, the new refurbished Nook's Cranny, a host of villagers, and the Able Sisters shop. So now it's no wonder that you're probably turning your attention to upcoming events and updates. And now that Bunny Day has finally been and gone, seriously, don't get me started on those goddamn eggs, it's time to see what else is on the way. Thanks to some eagle-eyed players, leaks, and actual updates from Nintendo, so far we know 9 things that are either coming or are rumoured to be coming to Animal Crossing New Horizons. So here they are. First up, there are rumours being spread by the villagers themselves that Brewster is going to be arriving at our islands. Brewster, for those of you who haven't heard of the bird, is not a rooster but a pigeon who has a penchant for that good bean juice named coffee. In previous games, he's known for keeping to himself and running his very own cafe where he sells a single cup of coffee to you each day. He has fairly strong opinions about drinking coffee as soon as you get it, because God forbid you should let it cool. Anyway, someone noticed that Clay the villager mentioned Brewster saying 17 cups of coffee was too many for one person. Now, apart from the obvious fact that it definitely is, and that much caffeine will make your heart beat so fast it will rip out of your chest, the mention of Brewster hints that he could be appearing in Animal Crossing New Horizons. He'd likely be turning up with his own Roost cafe, which, as well as selling you that sweet, sweet Java, could also be the host to KK concerts, just like in Animal Crossing City Folk and Wild World. Considering Brewster is a good friend of Blather's, the owl could be the one to suggest he comes visiting, so keep an eye out for prompts from Blather's about friends visiting from afar. Another potential upcoming addition to Animal Crossing New Horizons is the museum growing a bit by getting its very own art gallery. Fang was seen talking to a player and mentioning art being at the museum, yet currently there's only departments for fish, bugs and fossils. Yet, if you walk up the stairs to the upper level of the museum, there's a couple of benches and a suspiciously empty space between them. If you ask me, that gap could be where an entrance to an art gallery goes. After all, what better place for an art gallery than an elevated promenade with plenty of natural light? As Animal Crossing New Horizons has a custom designs app on the Nook phone, there's the distinct possibility that you'll be able to design your own paintings to go in the gallery. Perhaps there'll be some kind of rating system for your paintings similar to the island rating system, where they're only allowed in the gallery if Blathers, or whoever runs the gallery, scores them enough stars. In earlier games like New Leaf, you could find paintings at Nook's Cranny and a black market named Crazy Reds. So if there's an art gallery in the pipeline, it could be followed by some other additions to Animal Crossing New Horizons. Earth Day is one of the events that we know is coming for sure, as Nintendo announced in a Nintendo Direct Mini in late March that it would be coming to Animal Crossing New Horizons. It's likely to coincide with the real world Earth Day, which takes place on April 22nd each year. Previous Animal Crossing games have had their own version of Earth Day that's named Nature Day, but this time around it's rebranded with the same name as the real-life event. In previous games, you're given nature-themed gifts and have conversations with villagers all about the natural world, so a similar thing is likely going to take place in New Horizons. Along with Earth Day comes a new character named Leaf the Sloth, who runs his own gardening store in New Leaf. At the moment, we're not sure whether he'll be visiting your island or potentially setting up his own gardening store, but either way, he's going to come hand in hand, or claw in claw, with Earth Day. In the past, Leaf has taken a special interest in weeding, flowers, and finding special bugs that help the local ecosystem. So, in the lead up to April 22nd, it might be wise to make sure you have a few nets handy and are keeping your flowers in tip-top condition. You've probably run into the delightful Flick during your escapades around your island. For those of you who haven't, firstly, you have a lot to look forward to in the future, and secondly, he's a red chameleon, not a dragon as I first thought, who loves collecting bugs. Like his boyfriend CJ, who hosts fishing tourneys, Flick is going to be the host of a bug catching competition named Bug Off. It'll take place at different times in the southern and northern hemispheres, as the Bug Off event coincides with every third Saturday in summer. So, in the northern hemisphere it'll run 4 times from June to September, and in the southern hemisphere it'll be taking place another 4 times from November to February. During the event, like the fishing tourney, you'll be tasked with catching as many bugs as possible in 3 minutes, which Flick will then add up and will give you points based on how many you catch. After a while, you'll be able to cash in your points for special goodies. Again, just like the fishing tournament. Cages, shirts, wands, umbrellas, door plates, and plenty more are all around for you to get as prizes. But it is random, so if you're after a toy cockroach, then you might have to catch a fair few bugs to get one. And yes, a toy cockroach is something you can actually get. Gross. Though don't let Flick hear you say that. So far, Animal Crossing New Horizons has an Able Sisters clothes shop and Nook's Cranny. Apart from the Nook Stop machine in the town hall, those are the only permanent shops on your island. But all that could change. Isabel mentions that a wide range of storefronts would improve the image of the island. And if you ask me, 2 isn't much of a range. Sounds like Isabel has her heart set on expanding the island even more, which means that you might be able to invite visiting merchants to set up their own shops on your island. So far, Sahara the rug merchant and Kix, who sells shoes and socks, might have appeared on your island, but there's no option to recruit them as permanent shopkeepers. Yet. Later down the line, there's a possibility that you'll be able to convince them to set up shop on your island, especially as after you get a 5-star rating for your island, there's got to be something to keep us busy. Right? Right? Diving is apparently coming to Animal Crossing New Horizons as part of a future update, according to a leak. We already have fishing in Animal Crossing New Horizons, so diving would get you up even more close and personal with the deep blue sea. Diving isn't a new pursuit in Animal Crossing though, as it was also in Animal Crossing New Leaf. You needed a wetsuit to start exploring the depths of the sea, which back then was bought from the tropical island. Perhaps a new beachside shop will come hand in hand with diving, maybe even somewhere that has special uses for all the shells you can pick up from the beach every day. Plus, maybe it'll even add another beverage to Animal Crossing New Horizons, as the idea of sipping pina coladas on the beach is an absolute game changer. Now, diving wouldn't be much good on its own, would it? You've got to go diving for something, after all. So, alongside diving, deep-sea creatures are rumoured to be coming to Animal Crossing New Horizons. In New Leaf, there was a bunch of deep-sea organisms you could catch when diving, from sea grapes to scallops to chambered nautiluses. Each one of these critters has their own movement style, so when you see shadows on the sea, you could make educated guesses about which shadow belonged to which creature. And chances are that if this leak comes true, the same thing will happen in New Horizons. Better practice with those fish while you can. So the leak hints that diving is coming, which means deep-sea creatures are coming, which means that a new bit of the aquarium is also possibly coming. An updated aquarium is mentioned in the supposed leak, with a section built especially to display the creatures you've reeled up from the deepest, darkest depths of the deep blue sea. I'd guess this area is going to be dimly and moodily lit to make sure the critters aren't stressed by too much bright light. So it could go to one side of the aquarium where you find the football fish and the oarfish chilling. Another addition mentioned in the Animal Crossing New Horizons leak is that you're going to be able to dig up gyroids, who are gyrating figures that are the same species as Lloyd, who takes donations for public works such as inclines and bridges. You were able to unearth gyroids in Animal Crossing New Leaf and City Folk, often on rainy days, so there is a precedence for gyroids appearing in a more substantial manner in Animal Crossing New Horizons. Every single gyroid makes its own noise, so maybe you'll be able to create your own mini gyroid symphony if you find enough. Or just use them for silent furniture in your house as they stare at you with empty, dead eyes. Moving swiftly on, the final rumoured addition to Animal Crossing New Horizons is Phineas, a character from previous games who is apparently going to make an appearance during the summer solstice. According to the leak, he'll be appearing at the summer solstice, which is when the days are longest and has been a feature of previous Animal Crossing games. Phineas is a sea lion scoutmaster, or at least he was in New Leaf, when he gave out badges if you did certain tasks, like completing your encyclopedia or catching a range of different bugs. Gifts are also close to his heart, so he gave out all manner of balloons. How delightful, but I'm betting you'd have to wave goodbye to those balloons if you ran into any wasps with those sharp stingers of theirs. Phineas sounds like he does similar things to Nook Miles, so his role might be changed to make sure he doesn't overlap with the incentives Nook Miles gives you. What Phineas has in store for us remains to be seen, if he appears at all. And that's 9 rumoured Animal Crossing New Horizons events and updates that either are or could be coming to the game this year. If you liked the video and now can't wait to have a whole parade of shops, why not chuck the video a like and subscribe to Eurogamer for more videos about Animal Crossing, some of which are on the screen right now. We release a new video every single day, so there's always something to watch. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm off to go get some coffee as all this talk of Brewster has me craving that sweet hit of caffeine, so I'll see you next time.